Shalom everybody. Hey, it's Daya. Welcome to my channel. If you've never been here before, I don't really know what I do. I just kind of make videos based off of life. Well, now I do, because I wasn't doing it before. This is a terrible intro, but it doesn't matter because that's not what you're here for. You're not here for the intro. You're here for what's in the video. So not only did I do my research, kind of like know stuff that I learned in school, and also it's been recommended to me by my physical therapist. So I'm gonna show you how I upkeep my health and how I make sure that my breast milk is of quality so I can continue to breastfeed her for the first year. Which leads me to the first point, which is that I plan on exclusively breastfeeding her for the first year because it's totally possible. Our bodies are totally capable of doing it. It's so much better for the baby. My younger baby, she's never been sick. She got a stomach bug one time, but that was because I didn't know her sister had one and I breastfed her and she ended up giving her a virus. Viruses and bacteria are completely different. I guess the best way I could explain it is that with viruses, you have to let them run their course. So you can't take any medicine to heal the virus or make it go quicker, because that's not how viruses work. But once you catch that specific virus that one time, you're not going to get it again. Just a little fun fact about viruses. That same virus, you won't get it again. But yeah, so that's basically how she had got sick. And that was the one time out of the whole time that she's been alive that she's ever gotten sick. She's extremely healthy. When I take her to the doctor, they thought I was feeding her because of how good she was growing, how good she was developing. And she's almost 16 pounds now. She goes back to the doctor in 3 months, which she's gonna go back to the doctor when she turns a year old, basically. She's really healthy. Her nutrition is above par, in my opinion. And the reason why it's so important to do your research and things like that on the topic is because it's a lot of mothers that are starting to incorporate this. Everything you eat goes through your breast milk. Your lactation consultant should be telling you this, but everything you eat goes through your breast milk. So if you're trying to help your child develop like immunity against allergens, that's why I don't think I'm using the right words, but basically if you're trying to not get your child to be allergic to certain stuff, then you should be eating certain stuff because it comes out through your breast milk. A lot of times with doctors and lactation specialists will tell you that, yeah, you got to be careful because everything comes through your breast milk, but then when it comes to food, they kind of be like, yeah, well, everything comes through your breast milk, but not this. And not going against any doctors or any lactation specialists or anything like that, but you have to understand that the medical profession is still a business, and they do get sponsored by a lot of different supplements and different companies, as far as like, make sure that you're telling people to buy this, make sure you're telling people to do this, as far as like Similac and Enfamil. So you just have to be aware that doctors are still told and lactation specialists are still told to tell you this, to give you these options, because it is business. Not necessarily because it's best for your child, but because it still is a business practice. It still is like a whole business chain. So you have to understand when they say like 99, matter of fact, 100% of the stuff except for vitamin D, 100% of the stuff that you eat, 100% of the stuff that you intake, it is going to pass through. And if you are eating foods that are rich in nutrients, or if you are taking care of your body, it's directly going to affect that for your child. If you're not drinking enough water, seeing that your breast milk is like 75% water, if you're not drinking enough water, then your baby's not going to pee as much. If you're not eating enough solid foods, your baby's not going to poop as much. So it's kind of like, if you're not taking care of yourself and you're trying to give life to another child, it won't work. That's why a lot of times a lot of women will say, well, my baby still was getting sick even though I was breastfeeding them and stuff like that. And then when you ask them, like, well, are you drinking at least a gallon of water a day? Are you making sure that you're still taking prenatal vitamins and still taking extra supplements, because the thing is, when after you have a baby, you have to take more than what you were even taking when you were pregnant. You have to take those vitamins, plus you have to eat well, plus you have to make sure that you're still drinking just as much water, because your body has to be able to compensate for taking care of a human and still rebuilding you at the same time. So you have to doubly take care of yourself. A lot of women think that when they breastfeed, it's kind of like, oh, neglect yourself. When you give children, it's kind of like when you have children, you're neglecting yourself. But in essence, in order for you to properly be able to care for another human being, you have to be able to take care of yourself as well. So yeah, your diet and stuff plays a big role in whether you're able to do that. That's like the first point. Outside of the fact that you can exclusively breastfeed that first year, but you have to take care of your body really, really well. So you do want to get your blood checked to see if you feel like it. Sometimes you kind of like know what you need, but it is good to get your blood checked to see if you're deficient in certain stuff, so that you can know, okay, I need to make sure I'm taking more of this. I need to make sure that I'm doing more of this, because I know that I'm trying to reach this goal. And once you actually do it, once you actually start getting to it, and if you continue to maintain support, which is the second point of how you can be able to exclusively breastfeed your child for a year, you need support. Mental support, because it's not a norm in society anymore for you to breastfeed for longer than 6 months. Most doctors say after 6 months you can actually stop breastfeeding, but now new studies have shown that it's actually a good idea for you to continue to breastfeed for way longer than that exclusively, because again, like I said earlier, it helps your baby build up a resistance to different allergens like peanut butter and different type of nuts and fish and everything, eggs. It just helps your child not develop allergies to certain things. If you're eating really well, then your child will more than likely be able to handle an array of different foods. And if you're taking care of yourself well, then you will also not be getting sick as well. You also won't be having to worry about getting so many ailments, as long as you're taking care of yourself really, really well. So I think first thing I said is I do plan on breastfeeding her continually till she's 1, before I start introducing foods and like water and stuff to her. Wait till she's 1. That's number 1. Number 2, you gotta make sure you take care of your body really well. So that's what this video is really about. It's really about the things that I use to take care of my body. But before I tell you those things, I also want to let you guys know that one of the biggest things that helped me maintain a solid milk supply throughout this whole situation is that every 2 hours deal that lactation specialists teach you when you get to the hospital is a myth. That is not true. You need to be feeding your child anytime they are hungry. Don't wait 2 hours. Don't wait 45 minutes. Heck, you don't even have to wait an hour. If your child is hungry at 10 o'clock and then your child gets hungry again at 10:30, you could feed that baby. The more you breastfeed your baby, the more your body is going to tell you, more your body's going to realize, oh, I need to keep making milk. I need to make more milk. And the more milk you're going to produce to fill up your child. So those are like the 3 things that you could check. If they're sleepy, if they're hungry, if they've used the bathroom, need their diaper change. After you check those 3 things, you've actually got those things situated, your child should actually chill out, which has worked for me both of my pregnancies. As long as I made sure they were full and the diaper was dry, and if they needed to take a nap, I let them take a nap, then they would be good until they were hungry again or any of those 3 things occurred again. So just make sure that take care of yourself. Make sure that you're feeding the baby as much as she needs. That's going to help you maintain a good supply later on down the road. This is actually this is my second shake today, but this is one of the things that I use to help. I'm gonna tell you what's in it right now. So without further ado, let's get into these products. The first thing that I drink all the time is water. It doesn't matter if it's purified or spring. I know that people have like a preference. I just want to drink water, and I literally drink it every time I breastfeed her. I'm like downing like one of these bottles. After I breastfeed her, I down another bottle. All throughout the day, like I'm like constantly drinking water. I think I drink a gallon a day of water, if not a little bit more than a gallon a day, but for sure a gallon a day. And I know a lot of times they tell you not to go over a gallon a day, but the issue with breastfeeding is that everything that you put in your body, your baby's gonna suck it out. So you may be drinking a gallon a day, but really you're not actually getting that gallon all the way, because your child is literally you're gonna be thirsty all the time. So just make sure you're drinking lots and lots of water, because your child's still taking like half of everything that you put in you. My second thing that I make sure that I'm eating all the time is oatmeal. I either have these little granola bars. I'll try to eat granola bars that have like nuts and oats in them, or I'll make me oatmeal. I like to eat oatmeal every morning. I also make oat milk, which is which basically I use this little almond cow assist machine that creates like milk out of nuts and stuff. So I make oat milk, and whenever I make my protein shakes, anything like that, I use oat milk instead of cow's milk, because oatmeal has been a proven galactagogue. I know that a lot of times like doctors won't literally be like, is that FDA approved? But it's been proven by many moms that oatmeal is one of the best stimulants for producing milk. And not only that, it has the least side effects. A fenugreek can cause them to be gassy. Brewer's yeast can cause you to develop a lot of yeast within your body sometimes, and it can also cause gas. But oatmeal is a tried and true, everybody's happy galactagogue. Use it in my cookies. I make it if I make any type of biscuits, which I don't. I used to, but if I make any type of muffins and stuff like that. But for the most part, I always make sure that I'm eating stuff with oatmeal in it, drinking my oat milk, or I'm eating oatmeal. Oh, wait, or eating oatmeal. My bad. Things got crazy. So the next thing is I use this Trim Healthy Naturals Pristine Whey Protein. It's really safe for those who are like dairy free, because we are plant-based in my house, and this doesn't affect the baby, which is so important. That I forgot to mention that it's really important that if you're breastfeeding that you cut out dairy. Dairy has a really bad effect on your children while you're breastfeeding, because it'll cause mucus. It'll actually deter all the benefits of breast milk if you are eating a whole bunch of dairy. We don't eat dairy at all. A lot of times that's what causes babies to get eczema. That's what causes them to break out. The hormones in the milk is like just really high. I'm not saying go vegan. I'm not saying do any other stuff, but milk is like, milk and cheese really causes them to develop mucus, and just it's just bad for little babies that are breastfeeding. It's bad for little babies in general. Like, cow's milk is for cow babies, not for our babies. If you want to eat dairy, that's fine. I'm not saying don't eat dairy, but while you're breastfeeding, it actually cuts out a lot of issues as far as like gastrointestinal issues, skin issues, and health issues for the baby if you just don't indulge in 50,000 pounds of ice cream and milk every morning. Which is why, again, you could supplement with almond milk, but I like oat milk because it actually produces your breast milk at the same time. But this protein, you have to make sure that you have protein, because protein helps to rebuild your muscle tissue. And again, everything you're putting in your body is going halfway to your baby. So you need to make sure that you are drinking some protein to help rebuild your muscle strength, and just to help, it supports your immune system, it boosts your metabolism, and it's really good in let's see. It's really good in like shakes, puddings, anything. You could put this in any type of like faux dairy product, or even real dairy if you decide to still ingest dairy products while you're breastfeeding. Another thing is integral collagen, which I like to put inside of my protein shakes, because collagen helps keep the joints strong. It's really good for your hair, skin, and nails. That's usually what people tell you about, but really I use it for the joint health, because babies take the calcium out. Being pregnant and breastfeeding takes the calcium out of your bones. So when you this actually helps keep your bones nice and spongy, like the collagen in between your bones, nice and spongy. It keeps good bone health. It's just really good bone health. And this is a dairy-free protein that I like to add with my other protein and drink it. And it's just really good. Really good for your skin, really good for your hair, and really good for your bones. So the other thing that I like to take, speaking of the bones, it brings me to these Alive gummies. They're vegetarian friendly, so they don't have any pork in them or dairy. Like, none of the stuff that I'm showing you has pork in it, by the way. It's all kosher, just in case you don't eat pork. And these have calcium plus vitamin D. Vitamin D is literally, like, from what I have experienced through breastfeeding, and I'm not saying this for everybody, because doctors are going to say that it doesn't pass through, but I've noticed that when I take the calcium and vitamin D supplements, I feel like that passes through to my child, because I'm ingesting it, and everything you ingest can be passed to your child. So when I'm ingesting the synthetic D3, my baby is still getting D3. That's what I'm saying. It's the same thing with if you give them a vitamin D3 vitamin supplement. They're ingesting it, so it's going to be in their body. And the same thing, if you're ingesting it, it's going to flow through your breast milk. The only other way that you could get vitamin D is through the sun. So besides that, me taking these calcium and vitamin D gummies, I know that my child is also getting vitamin D as well. My child is not vitamin D deficient at all, and because of my condition, I'm in the house a lot, and she's still not vitamin D deficient. So I'm just letting you know, the vitamin passes through. In my experience, I feel like the vitamin passes through. Same way that if you were to give them the supplement. Now, if you don't agree, or if you feel like you might be wary, then again, you can supplement them with vitamin 3. But my child has not had vitamins since they were born. It's just all been my breast milk, and she is like excellent health, because I take care of myself. Now, the calcium and D3 is like really important, because again, they suck the calcium out of your bones. They suck that out of your bones. So you need to make sure you supplement that, because you can develop breastfeeding-induced osteoporosis and pregnancy-induced osteoporosis. So whether you're pregnant or not, take calcium and D3. It's good for healthy bones. And then the second to last thing is these Baby and Me Too prenatal and postnatal dietary supplements. They have literally like everything on here except for calcium. They have everything that you could possibly need, high amounts, and it is kosher. And these are not like most prenatal vitamins that have that earthy taste. They have a very citrusy taste. So if you are taking these as a prenatal vitamin, you can actually get away with taking them without getting so nauseous. Now, one tip I will recommend, if you're taking prenatal or postnatal vitamins and you don't want to feel nauseous, is that you have to eat these with food. All of the vitamins I'm telling you, it's best if you eat them with foods, but prenatal vitamins for sure, because zinc makes you nauseous, and if you don't eat it, if you don't take it on a full stomach, it'll make you nauseous. So you need to make sure that with these, because these have zinc in them, that if you want to prevent yourself from throwing up the vitamins you just put in, to make sure you eat a really good meal before you take these. But these are like perfect. They're the best tasting ones that I've found. They're not chewable, you have to swallow them, but they're the best tasting ones. They have the highest amount of nutrients, and they also have been really great at helping me even after I gave birth to my daughter. And I feel a really big boost of energy when I take these, and they haven't broken me out. My skin is nice. The breakouts that I do have are literally from us moving in the water. But as far as my skin, like, no, these haven't irritated my skin. These do not have the same additives. Unlike most prenatal vitamins, you pee out the additives and your pee be like green and stuff like that from the additives in the prenatal vitamins. These do not come out. Your body absorbs this. It absorbs it really well. And I really like these. And I've tried a lot of different prenatal vitamins, and these are literally the best ones. And the last thing is, of course, well, I feel like this is a big booster too. This is called the Greens First chocolate. The chocolate is the best flavor, although the flavors are nasty. But it contains certified organic fruit and vegetables, 49 different superfoods, antioxidants, probiotics, and enzymes. It's wheat, dairy, MSG, and preservative free. And this is just so good. It has beta glucan, a USDA patented oat fiber. So this helps boost your breast milk too. Oat fiber. It helps produce more breast milk too. And it is, what else does it have? You got the phytonutrient and antioxidant powder of 15 plus servings of fruit and vegetables in each serving. And it contains 70 different superfoods, extracts, and concentrates, including resveratrol, kale, super greens, vegetables, fruits, probiotics, soluble fiber, herbs, spices, natural flavonoids, enzymes, and like a chip, whatever the heck that is. But this stuff is amazing. It gives you a boost of energy. It makes your breast milk so nutrient dense. All of this stuff makes your breast milk so nutrient dense. Your breast milk will be a powerhouse for your child, for brain development, for metabolism development, for immune development. I love this stuff, and it makes me feel good too. It has helped my health as well. I really swear by all of this stuff. Not swear by, but I assure you, by all of this stuff that I've been taking has really dramatically changed my breast milk game. Like, changed it completely. And I started to realize how much I wasn't taking care of my body before. I'm no longer extremely tired all the time. My bones aren't, I feel like my bones are stronger. I have certain issues that's been going on as far as me being pregnant. That happened when I was pregnant. I feel like my bone density is better than it was before. It's no way that you could tell that without a bone density test, but I feel like ever since I started taking this stuff, I got a bone density test, and they said my bone density was really good. They said I wasn't deficient in anything. My hair is still growing. My hair isn't, postpartum shedding reduced itself a while ago from me taking this stuff. My skin is better. Everything is just better, and my baby has not gotten sick. I haven't gotten sick. We just been thriving, okay? Hair, skin, nails, thriving. So those are my tips for how you can effectively, exclusively breastfeed your baby without harming yourself or harming your baby, because you can. You definitely can breastfeeding. I'm sorry it was a really long video. I'm gonna try to cut this as much as I can to make it shorter, but I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please, if you have any questions, ask them down below, and I'll be linking all of the stuff that I'm using in the info box below, and I'll see you guys again soon. Shalom.